Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a review of a new player in the field, the Fineco Toys FX-2. What's it say? FX Hero they call it, which is the FX-2 model from Fineco. If you look at it, it's another one of these little nanos. Tiny, tiny little thing, but if you look at it closer, it appears to be very, very well built. Really good plastic on this thing. Seems like it could probably take quite a bit of an impact. Being a nano, I'm concerned about can it fly outdoors. I like to fly my quadcopters outdoors, even the nanos. So that's why we're out here at David Field here, the soccer field, to give it a test and see. Also, I like to use the soccer field because it's a great place to do range testing, see how far it can fly. I think this thing's advertised about 20 to 30 meters. Let's see if we can go a little further. I like to see if we can go further. Before we fly, let's go over to a flat level surface. Most of the nanos, when you fly them, you really need to place them on a flat level surface. They're very sensitive to that, particularly at startup. If you don't do that, they might get a big drift on them. But even if you do get a drift, let's go over this transmitter real quick. You can trim the quadcopter by pressing down on this button once and then bumping the quadcopter right and left. If it's drifting to the left, just bump it to the right until it levels off. If it's drifting back, bump it forward until it levels off. We might be able to demonstrate there if we got some drift on this today. Other things on this quadcopter, your rate, your beginner is S, your fast rate is your expert rate, and it's attached to the on-off switch. Other than that, there's nothing rather remarkable about this transmitter other than if you want to do a flip, you press down on the pitch roll button and then give it the direction that you want the quadcopter to flip. So let's bind the quadcopter. There's no headless mode with this quadcopter. And put it on a flat level surface and bind it with an up-down. So the quadcopter is now bound. One thing I wanted to note before I actually fly this is the lights on this little quadcopter are pretty darn bright. And with this white body shell for the quadcopter, the white body shell kind of lights up at nighttime. This is a real pretty night flyer is what I'm trying to say. So, okay, with all nanos, I like to hand toss them. Nanos, in my opinion, are made for hand tossing, so this one's no exception. Okay, let me make sure I'm in high rate. I am in high rate. Before I do a range test on it, let's bring it down. It needs to be trimmed a bit. I press that button and I'm bumping it forward until we got it trimmed. That was quick. Press the button once again to bring it out of trim. Oh. Okay, it's trimmed now. Now you press the button to bring it out of trim. So it's a nice looking little quad. Flies great. Let's trim it to the left. Okay, we're trimmed. This is the yaw rate of this little nano. Not super fast. I'm in expert rate right now. Front is the white propellers. Being a nano, I'm going to keep it in close and just fly it around close. Let's do a range test now. I'm going to go down here to the edge of the field, see if it can make it to the stands, which is 50 meters. Let's see where it kicks out. I'd say that was about 70 meters. It flies pretty darn far. And here we are. We're past the stand. Yeah, I'd say about 70 meters is what I got with this. Pretty darn good. Good job, little quadcopter. How's your props? They still good? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Staying in high rate. These are the funnels, you know. Meh. It's a beginner's quadcopter, it really is. But it's nicely made. Flips. Okay, let's bring it down so you can see it flip. 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 Yes, it flips. So it's a nice little Another Nano, the FX-2. I'd say this is somewhere between, it flies somewhere between a CX-10A and a CX-10. In terms of flyability, but it's got much better range, about twice the range of a CX-10, 70 meters. So if you want a Nano with reasonably good range, this is it. I was actually surprised at that range there. That's pretty darn good. Get a thumbnail on this thing. It's reasonably steady too, in terms of maintaining its elevation. Steve C for you, the Steve C test. So we'll fly it until the battery kicks. We'll get our flight time out of it. Let me try something. I'm going to do a quick landing. And 1, 2, 3. Let the accelerometers reset. All these little Nanos, they tend to get adrift sometimes. Okay. There we go. Resetting drift on a Nano, all you got to do is land it for a couple seconds to let the accelerometers recalibrate with no movement. Very quick and easy to do. Nice smooth flyer for beginners. Experts might get a little bit, well, they will get bored. But if you're a beginner learning to fly and you got to fly indoors, or this is a nice little one to consider. Smooth and gentle flyer. Very gentle flyer, as you can see here. Hold on, I'm going to land it for a second. Okay, let's do a hand launch just from taking off from my hand. So yeah, those lights on this thing are real pretty. It's a nice night flyer. I'm going to try to demonstrate that tonight if I can, if it's not too windy, not too breezy. How high can this thing fly? Pretty damn high. Really high. Bring it down. It's a high flyer too, because of that range, that 70 meters. So be careful. Beginners are going to try to fly this high. You will lose it if you do such, if you're a beginner, because once you go a little bit high, you might run into a wind shear up there, and it's going to take your little Nano and deposit it on one of your neighbor's roofs. So if you're a beginner, don't try that. Don't do what I do what I say. I better keep this closer. If I go more than 10 meters away, it becomes a little speck for my camera, I know that. So for the remainder of the flight, let's keep it close. Got wind picking up here. The FX-3 from Fineco, a new player in the field of quadcopters, and there's the battery. Okay, what's got light? Those lights are visible both on the top and on the bottom, which they got the LED in the center, and they got drilled holes on top and bottom so you can see those lights. That's cool. And again, if you want a night flyer, that's a point I wanted to mention. Always get a white case. That makes the lights show up much better at night. Black case quadcopters, really hard to see at night. White case ones, perfect for night flying. Okay, that's the Fineco FX-3, the FX Hero. Hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out. This is the FQ777 FX-2 night flyer. Hope you enjoy this flight. Give it a hand toss. Green lights in front, red lights in back. Pretty little Nano for a night flyer. And this little bugger's got a lot of range on it. Nice little flipper too. Great little night flyer. And just use that little green eye in front. Turn it until you see the green eye, it'll bring it toward you. And I think that's enough. Pretty little flyer. Again, this is the FX-2 from FQ777. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 11 signing out.